All right. The second question that we have today is which HubSpot update or AI capability will have the biggest impact on your piece of the business? Um, there's tons to choose from here. So I'm sure this will be an interesting conversation. Tyler, I'd like to start with you on this one because you had the mic.
Yeah, so it like we were talking, it's Data Hub and Data Studio. I think that is one. It comes in as how can we utilize Data Hub and Data Studio to enhance what we're already doing with integrations. At Data Studios, it's limited, so if you have any logic or anything involved with it, it doesn't work as well. You really need to have a primary key join to be able to join that data together cleanly. But how can we utilize this to enhance what we're already doing? And also, what can we do with the data cleanup part of Data Hub to help our customers get their data in HubSpot as clean as possible? Because as Tim was alluding to, the AI parts of HubSpot are growing so fast, and it shows you how much you need your data within HubSpot. So integrations become even more important than they already have been. But the more that you have your data in HubSpot and the cleaner it is, the better that the AIs can consume it and generate your customer voice and be able to provide you the outputs that you need with outputs that you can trust.
Yeah, there's so much in that, and so much I want to sort of layer onto it, but that's maybe for another webinar. Thank you, Tyler. Thanks for that. Courtney, let's have you answer that same question. Which HubSpot update or AI capability will have the biggest impact on your piece of the business?
Well, I think there's so much to do with AI now, and we got so much education with different ways to use AI. So, first of all, I guess the overarching message is if you get nothing from this, if you're not already using AI, you're behind the game. Time to up your AI game for sure. And so, with that spirit, I'm going to be introducing a lot more AI elements into how we manage our daily operations. So, simple things like when a ticket has stat in a certain status for too long, not only do we get an alert, but AI generated suggestions over how to get it unblocked so we can be immediately impactful and start moving things forward. Um, I really want to take some time and load some HubSpot data and play with some AI agents. They talked a lot about these agents, which are essentially simple workflows that leverage AI to get meaningful and impactful results, and they can be used all over your organization. So simple things like, for example, for different reasons, we can't use the HubSpot scheduling feature, so we have to do a workaround for that. Let's build an AI agent to do that for us. Again, a lot of the tips and tricks they had with AI today were it's gone beyond just idea generation. It's gone beyond blog generation. There's so much more that you can do with it. So start, especially if you're new to it, start small. Just do some small things with AI and grow from there. And that's what I plan to be doing going forward.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you. We are, I'll say we're still transforming, but we are transforming into an AI first company. And what I'm requesting of the team is run fast and break things. So we are going to try lots of things. We're going to do that in a controlled way. We'll do it in sandboxes, but let's stretch ourselves, our knowledge, the systems as much as we can, and just try a lot. And most of it's going to work out, and we're going to learn a lot, even if it doesn't. So that's really good. Thank you. Appreciate it. Over to you, Brett, for the same question.
Well, I'm going to be selfish and say I've got two, each one kind of relating to a couple of the core components of what I do with clients. First one is the HubSpot data agent, which is a super cool tool that will actually analyze existing data in HubSpot and can be used to create a smart property. So you can literally using this agent say, I need a property that tells me X, Y, and Z about companies using these existing fields and data points. And HubSpot will extract the existing data from those companies and automatically apply a new field, create it for you, and add the values for companies that actually meet that filter criteria that you've just described. So like anything with marketing, sales, or service, the more data you have, the better. And of course, that's exactly how HubSpot AI is working as well. So the more data that you've already got in HubSpot, the more it can extract from it and actually show you new interesting things that may help with your overall marketing, sales, or service efforts. The other really cool thing Guillaume mentioned was the marketing studio, which is sort of going to most likely revolutionize how people set up marketing campaigns. So what this can do, similar to that data agent, is you can actually prompt and instruct HubSpot with the purpose, giving prompts into the audience, the goals of a campaign, and it will help you create that marketing campaign, pulling existing assets, helping create new ones. Other thing that's really cool with the marketing studio is I'm super visual when laying out a plan or process. And this allows you to actually have like a blank canvas where you can drop in assets, draw lines connecting them to one another, basically showing the entire sort of like flow chart in a visual manner. And it also allows you to have like real-time conversations and assignments within that studio. So if one portion of a campaign is owned by one of your coworkers, you can actually assign them, tag them, and have a conversation with them within this tool. So it's basically allowing you to work within a centralized space, but pulling out all of the existing or potentially new assets from within your HubSpot ecosystem.
Crazy. Absolutely crazy. Cool. I'd like to just double down on the first part of that, the data agent. And we've said a couple of times on this webinar already that more data is better. AI eats data, right? That's its nutrition. And I'd like to just add a little bit of nuance to that. More data, 100% is absolutely better, and better data is better. And what I mean by that is more diverse, clean, structured data is better. So if you're only looking at marketing data, AI can only help you so much. But if you're looking at marketing, sales, operations, finance, inventory, scheduling, all of that data, AI can be pretty darn impactful and really be a thought partner for you. So absolutely, more data is better. The right structure of data is even better than that. Thank you. Marcus, can we kick to you and have you wrap up with the commercial thoughts on this?
Yeah, so from my side of things, I'm going to be a little selfish here too, Brett, and say if it's not about dollars, it doesn't make sense, right? So we can put that right in the scope of things. It's for every solutioning aspect that we participate in, the end result at some point, it will come down to, hey, how's sales doing? Right? In the speed to lead and all that stuff that I mentioned before. So a lot of our clients are doing some manual coding, right? And they don't want to pay for some of the big dogs on the coding side. I won't give them the free commercial, but you know what I mean. Their products are oftentimes scattered across a few different spreadsheets, approvals slow down, and reps spend more time in that admin kind of area of conversations, which doesn't actually turn into income at the end of the day, right? So in this case, when we talk about the CPQ aspect of HubSpot, we have AI quote creation, we have product builders, we have flexible approvals. What does all that mean, right? All that's just gobbledygook at the moment, but it allows you to centralize your product catalogs in HubSpot. There's a lot of people that are using multiple systems and pulling things from an Excel spreadsheet, or they're pulling client information from Clay, or they're just gathering information from a bunch of different areas, when the reality is it can all exist inside of HubSpot. So we're also looking at automating approval flows, right? So that's going to fit any unique policies that people have. And that's big. Even internally with HubSpot, they're utilizing the automated approvals. Now they're a mega org, but you don't want certain things touched within that process. And guess what? They've already created it internally where you have workflows that exist within your AI CPQ function that allow you to not step on toes, so to speak, and also not step on the process, right? This is a lot quicker. They had an old method as well that I won't dive into, but good Lord, it was not great. On top of that, it's going to let your reps move those deals faster with fewer areas. And a good example of this is with us, right? So we work within the staffing space a good bit as an integration company. When we're working with staffing companies, there are hundreds of rate cards across regions sometimes that they have to worry about. With Product Builder, they have the ability to have those flexible approvals, and that way they can standardize their catalog right inside of HubSpot, and then they can draft like AI compliant quotes instantly. Proposal turnaround is insane, right? So you're going from a couple days in order to get this approved by your VP that's in Bogota because they're out of town and they're the only person that can say yes to this or say yes to that. Now you can do that in freaking hours, right? Because it's something that is just quick, right? And standard. So in my opinion, I believe that that's going to have a huge impact on our business and anyone here, anybody inside of the ecosystem.
I can feel it coming. We're going to deep dive into CPQ over the coming weeks. That's great. Thank you very much. Appreciate it, Marcus. So, Guillaume, you've heard the rest of us give the sort of the outside the tent perspective. Super interested, and we'll toss a question to you. How would you like to wrap us up on the question of what HubSpot update or AI capability will have the biggest impact on your business?
Yeah, for sure. So I think the way I would look at it is, so my answer is definitely the agents, the AI agents. And I think what I ask everybody here to think about, though, is that this is like a profound change to how we interact with technology, right? And I don't think we're even quite picking up how much of a change it is. Because you think about it before, you bought HubSpot before because it would give you an email marketing tool that allow you to do email marketing more effectively, more easily. You bought HubSpot because you had a social media tool that allow you to publish to social media in an easier fashion. Same thing with a blogging tool. Same thing with a landing page tool. We're entering a new era now where the technology that you're purchasing isn't just a tool that's going to allow you to make it easier to do that tool. No, now you're going to have the tool do work on its own. And I really want you to think about that, what that means. Now the tool is doing labor on your behalf. And that is an absolute game changer. So I think even when you look at your investment in HubSpot or other AI technology, don't just think of it, oh, it's a sunk cost into technology. It's going to allow us to do more email marketing. No, by investing in agents, it might mean we don't need to hire a second marketer. That one marketer can be 4x more productive because they got agents helping them do their job, right? That's the world that we're living in. And the people who are going to be successful are those who have that relationship with technology. It's not just a tool, it is something that performs labor on your behalf. And it's your ability to control that agent, give it feedback, change it, tweak it, and go back to loop marketing, iterate. But the cool thing is, don't think of it like we're entering a new era of technology. You should be asking more from your technology providers. But remember, don't just, even when you're talking to your leadership about getting budget approval for technology and for paying for it, for budgeting for it, it's bleeding over now into your talent, into your hiring schedule. But think about the agents you have. They can now take labor off of your plate so you can do more valuable work. So I'm cheating a little bit, Tim. I'm not giving one particular tool. I just more like an overlay, but like, I think, again, we're moving so quickly. It's hard to even, stop and catch our breath and like make sense of it all. But like, these agents are designed to do labor for you. And think about what that can mean for your business. If you can erase an entire thing of you used to have to do yourself, now a robot's doing it for you.
Yeah, thank you. And that reminded me, and I'm not going to get the right words. So anybody else here, if you remember what these words were at the conference, they made a distinction and tried to lay out the people that will be successful in the future around AI. And they talked about AI agents and how they differ from AI assistants like Copilot or Breeze inside HubSpot. But HubSpot keynote speakers really made it clear that they believe that the folks that are going to be successful moving into the future are working hand in hand on with hybrid teams that are agents and humans. So that's really, I think that's a point well taken and a nice way to wrap that little bit up. Thank you very much, Guillaume.